It's 1 a.m., a few minutes after. June 11th, 2015. I'm going to attempt to clean my mama's house a little bit more. It's not dirty by any means, but, you know, not dirty is different when you're dealing with a total stranger coming here. The lawyer's been here once before, but the doctor has never been here. It's a stranger. It's like... But before I do, I'm going to take a shower. And to show you where my mind's at lately, especially right this very second. Maybe I'll fall in the fucking shower. Then my mom will have an excuse. She shouldn't have. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm trapped in the episode of The Twilight Zone. In a non-Twilight Zone-esque life, if you don't have to agree to something that's so important, life-affecting, at the last minute, you can say no. You know what I mean? I don't want to do it tomorrow. I have plans. I'll do it next day. You know what I mean? So, you know, my mom wouldn't even have to have an excuse in a non-Twilight Zone-esque existence, but I don't ever exist in a you know? So maybe I'll fall in the fucking shower or something. Maybe I'll get hurt. If I get hurt, then my mother will have an excuse. She's in the hospital with her beloved to her child, her daughter, her only child. So she can't meet with you, you fucking bitch. She'll meet with you next week. You know? I mean, she'll meet with the doctor next week. If the lawyer was able to arrange this so quickly, I'm sure she can arrange for it any time, you know? It costs $1,500 to get this thing. Why was my mother not told that it takes place in the house rather than somebody's office? I am so, you know, something's... What's that saying? Something in the state of Denmark. Something's fishy in the state of Denmark or something. I don't trust this lawyer. What's the rush? You know? And I've been drinking, so who knows if I might actually fall in the shower. Even when I was out earlier, remember I walked around and I walked to where the woman takes care of Angel, and I ran it by her. I have no one to talk to in person. Who do I have to talk about this in person at this time? The only in-person friend I have is Joe's an in-person friend, but he doesn't live around here. So the only in-person friend I have that is not an online friend is my shelter friend, and she cannot be reached at the last minute. But the woman who takes care of Angel can be, and she says this is horrible. She's like, God, even if you had gotten 24 hours notice, you could have got your ass over to see a lawyer during the day yesterday. But no, there was no warning. What is that going to tell me about this situation, that there was no warning? What's the fucking rush? Why wasn't there a rush? Why didn't you call my mom weeks ago if there's such a rush? Why, you know, this is not a dealing like Child Protective Service or something where they do make unannounced visits. My mother doesn't even have to get the friggin' IME. I mean, she doesn't have to get it it's now she has to get it. Now it's court order. But again, we don't know what this woman's thinking. She doesn't communicate with my mother. She just tells my mother what she wants, you know. And Auntie sent a scathing letter to this woman, you know. I'm so disgusted that Auntie didn't instantly say, I'll call her. That's ridiculous. You deserve more warning than less than 24 hours. That's ridiculous. Not to mention the fact we were supposed to be looking into getting a new attorney. Like I said, I give up. I give up. But you think I give up without this affecting me? At least I have you guys. I have some new person called The Glamorous Life. She knows nothing. She asked me She just saw my recent videos today. She knows nothing about me, nothing about anything. And she's like, is there a video that explains what's going on in detail? Well, there's like 50 or more videos, new friend, but go to Justifiable Fury. That pretty much sums up what happened at the last hearing and why I'm so enraged anyway, and now I'm even more enraged. You know? And she did go to Justifiable Fury, and she watched it. It's age restricted, so you can only watch it if you're not, you know, if you're not a minor. And she's like, wow, I can't even believe it. Neither can I. I'm not being, I know my mother has to get it, but you don't contact her in a month. She calls you up just to wonder what's going on and when, you know, about the IME and whatnot. You've never communicated anything with her. She doesn't even get to have warning that it's taking place in her own home. I don't get to have warning that it's taking place in the home I share with her. I mean, can't take it. I don't know what more I can say, people. I can't take this. I need to just, I'm done. Why do I invest anything of myself in this shit if I'm going to have to deal with my mother's illness that prevents her from even doing the most basic necessary things like, she was supposed to find out what is she paying this attorney. She's called a court-appointed attorney, yet has even stated in court, Your Honor, I'm being paid by my client's estate. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense. And now we have this shit where my mother feels she has zero choice but to comply with her lawyer's wishes, and the lawyer made it perfectly clear even when my mom asserted herself because of me, you do it tomorrow, or that's it, I'm resigning as your attorney. I'm not going to be your attorney anymore. That's blackmail. That's blackmail of a mentally ill person who has the self-esteem of a flea. Okay? Remember, 2 days ago, I made my mom promise, you're not going to get that. Remember, this is when we thought my mom actually had a choice in the matter. Oh, call me stupid, call me crazy, you know, in this friggin' ridiculous, corrupt world. Mom, please, you're not, when I heard she called her attorney, because even Auntie was saying, you know, call your attorney, and I've said recently, have you heard from her? No. You know, like, well, Auntie told her to call her, but she says, I called her. I'm like, okay, Mom, but promise me, you know, I'm looking into this, I'm going to get the transcripts, I'm going to pay a pretty penny to get all 4 of the hearings on transcript, so I can study them. I'm going to talk to a free attorney about what this entails, and IME, you know, meant to determine whether or not you need a court-appointed conservator over you. Remember, people, if they determine my mother needs a conservator, they don't approve of anyone in the family, so it's an automatic win for the other side, and it becomes a court-appointed attorney. Court-appointed conservator. See? It's all being... Joe says you need a different attorney who's going to look at it in a different perspective. It shouldn't be an either-or. It shouldn't be my mother that passes the IME or doesn't, and then if she doesn't pass it, she automatically needs a court-appointed conservator. It should be a whole different thing where it doesn't have to automatically be a court-appointed conservator. See? But this is all just going through the motions. This is a joke. Joe and I see it so clearly, and I know a lot of you do as well. But none of you could have predicted this because I couldn't have predicted it. First of all, we all thought all along, why would we ever think that the IME takes place in the person's home? Okay? The lawyer never mentioned anything about that. But was the lawyer ever going to call my mother if my mother hadn't called the lawyer? And then she hears from my mom and she immediately sets up an IME and doesn't consult with my mother first. And then my mother is upset about this but is afraid to say anything. And she's like, what can I do, Laura? I'm like, you can call her back and say you don't want it tomorrow, that it was not fair for her to not give you a, you know, at least a little bit of notice. So at the very least, you know, even just if we want to clean the house, have an opportunity to clean the house. And my mother does that, and I hear, my mom's phone turned up, and I hear, oh, what changed your mind? Selena's like, you should get on the phone. I can't. It's not my attorney, Selena. You'd have to understand it's not my attorney. She's my mother's attorney. Like you've been saying to me all along, she's my mother's attorney, okay? I can threaten her. I can say, you know, I'm going to report you. But you remember, these people are all just blowing me off. They think I'm just whatever, you know. I'm nothing. I'm just like my mother. I'm just as mentally ill as my mother, blah, 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 you know. I don't matter enough to even be given notice that, you know, it's like, and my mom was afraid, but then she's listening to me, and she calls her back, she answers, oh, what changed your mind? And then I couldn't hear the rest of the conversation. Pretty much I couldn't believe what was happening, and I was in a rage, and I went out back to talk to Selena, and I had Omar, so we could go to the bathroom. I came back in, and I said, what's going on? She's like, I'm having it tomorrow. I'm like, why? And she's like, because she's Laura, I have to. What am I supposed to do? She says she's not going to be my attorney. She's not going to be my attorney unless I do it tomorrow. I don't want to drink, people. I want this fucking shit in my life to change. Remember, this is all beyond my control that's happening, and I can't take it. A lot of people can't take it, but a lot of people drink for no goddamn reason at all. Walden on 2.5 Men, he's fictional, but my God, he's a freaking billionaire. He has everything, and he drinks and smokes pot and everything else. You know what I mean? A lot of people just drink for the hell of it, or do drugs for the hell of it. No. There's nothing I can do about any of this. I'm dealing with a severely mentally ill woman who cannot grasp. You know, she doesn't get it. She's upset that it's tomorrow, but she doesn't get that her lawyer is walking all over my mom, and my mom doesn't understand that she has the right, that it's her attorney. She has a right to assert herself and say, look, you didn't give me enough notice. I mean, that's wrong. I mean, my illness is different than my mom's. My mom just gives in. Oh, well, there's nothing I can do. I am in a rage. I am fucking so upset that I'm beside myself with it. You know? I can't accept it that it's happening, and I just can't believe it, you know? My mom's like, she's different. She bows down to authority, unlike me. And she's just like, her lawyer in her eyes is authority, and what she says goes, and there's nothing that I can do. I heard her, and I wanted to fucking scream, so I had to get the fuck out of here. And yeah, I went and bought a pint of vodka. You know, it's like, Selena, I was talking to Selena, and I said, I have to hang up. She was like, you're on your way to buy a bottle. I'm like, yep. She knew me without me even saying it. Because I heard my mother cower and say, okay, I'll do it. Do I know what the lawyer was saying on the other side? No. But my mother said that the lawyer blackmailed her. That's essentially blackmail. I'm not going to be your attorney anymore unless you do this tomorrow morning per my orders, basically. And I heard my mother say, after my mother was brave enough, per my encouragement, to, I don't want it tomorrow. And I heard, and what changed your mind? Then I went outside, talked to Selena, had Omar. He didn't go poo-poo, but I had him pee, blah, blah. I came back in. And then, oh no, I must have, before I went outside. I'm trying to think. Maybe she was still talking to her when I came back in. That's possible. I don't know. I'm trying to think, because at one point she was like, all right, I'll do it. I remember hearing that clearly. I don't know. I remember hearing her say, all right, I'll do it, and that got me so upset. Remember, I didn't leave right away. I was outside with Wilmer talking to Selena. I came back in. Maybe I went outside when I heard her say, all right, I'm about to do it. I don't know. I know I definitely heard her say that. She's a coward, you know? I thought I went outside when Mom was still sitting on the couch, and up when she said, what changed your mind? She said, I know the lawyer was interrogating her, because my mom was like, oh, I don't know. You know what I mean? My mom can't assert herself. It doesn't mean she doesn't feel it and hear like any of us. It means she lacks the ability to assert, unlike me, of course, to assert her feelings. And she gets walked all over as a result. I was outside talking to Selena briefly. I can't remember. I came back in. Maybe I came back in and heard her say, all right, I'll do it. I don't think I was outside for that long. I don't know if she was still talking to her, what was. All I know is this is wrong on so many multiple levels. On multiple levels, it's wrong. I definitely could hear the lawyer through the phone. My mom turned it up to hear her lawyer. You know, she turns up the volume so she can hear. And she said, oh, what changed your mind? Because I told Selena about that outside. No, she must have still been talking to her when I came back in, because at that point I couldn't tell Selena. I could only say what the lawyer had said, what changed her mind. And Selena thought that was ridiculous. What did she think changed her mind? It's you. You live there too. You have a right to. Blah, blah, was what Selena said. She must have still been talking to her when I came back in. So I probably went in my room so as not to hear or whatnot. And then I went back out. I'm like, okay, Mom, what's going on? And I probably watched my videos or something. What's going on? And she said, I'm getting it tomorrow. And I at one point I had to have heard, all right, I'll do it. I know that I did. I know I heard that. But I think it was after I'd already been outside and talking to Selena. Because when I told Selena, I just said, my mom's calling and trying to get it rescheduled. And the thing with, oh, you know, what changed your mind? And that was all I knew. I went out in a huff. And then I probably came back in, and that's when she said, all right, I'll do it, or something or other. And of course I can't talk to her till she's off the phone, and then I found out. And then she's like, well, Laura, what do you want me to do? Nothing, Mom, I'm done. Do any of you blame me for being done? If I'm dealing with my mom and she's just completely acquiesces, just cowers, just acquiesces to what everybody wants, even in regards to when it was with Auntie and Uncle, you know what I mean? It's just, I have no say. From day one, I've been walked all over by my family. It's like they negate anything that I feel in regards to this court shit, this latest bullet, and then it all will go sour, and now Auntie doesn't even defend my mom's right, her basic human right to be treated with dignity and respect and have a decent amount of notice before having to take something that's very, very nerve-wracking for her and have no way to prepare, no way she knows I'm all upset. I mean, this is not right. We're being steamrolled, bulldozed here, okay? Just like my family has bulldozed, steamrolled me, Auntie, or whatever, making fun of me because I didn't believe the bullshit strategy from a month ago would actually work, and I was right, and then she's mad at me when I'm right, and, you know, it's like changing my fucking phone number. Done with Auntie, too. She doesn't have to be completely involved to at least see how wrong this latest bullshit was and to care enough instead of being so concentrated on her fucking little party. You know, and at least call the lawyer and say, look, you know, my sister's, you know, nervous about this. You gave her no notice. That's not right. No, Auntie didn't bother. I asked my mom, did Auntie think it was wrong? Oh yeah, she thinks it's wrong, but she can't pick up she knows that it's wrong and that the lawyer has no right to be doing this, and the lawyer can't legally make my mom do anything before my mom's ready, and, you know, but Auntie's just concentrating on her fucking little party and doesn't care. Okay, so I want nothing to do with Auntie. As far as I'm concerned, we've already lost. Okay? I'm done. I'm done. My mom's going to keep her stupid court-appointed nitwit, and we're going to lose, and I'm done, people. And I'm not going to fucking live here either. Seriously. Why should I? It all makes me so sick. You know, I wanted us to at least have a fighting chance. The only way we're going to have a fucking fighting chance is if my mother gets some balls and gets rid of this woman. She had a perfect opportunity. The woman actually said, you do this tomorrow, you know. I'd be like, fuck you. Do you do this tomorrow or I'm not your attorney anymore? Good. You're not my attorney anymore. Click. No. All right, I'll just do it. Give up. Any of you will blame me for giving up? Well, I give up regardless of whether or not you blame me for giving up. I give up. I'm fighting a losing battle, clearly. 2 days ago, I made my mother promise that she would not get that IME, because stupid me, I thought she would have a choice in the matter of when to have it. You know, oh, I'm so fucking ignorant, stupid, crazy, huh? And she promised me. I made her promise me. She broke her promise because she cowered in front of her lawyers being a fucking just ridiculous, just an arrogant, controlling bitch. There is no need that it has to be tomorrow. The fucking hearing is not till September. Okay? It's just the lawyer wants to get it out of the way, and she had free time apparently, and you know, and she arranged it and didn't consult with my mom because she knows my mom's mentally ill and she can walk all over her. And that about sums it. Fucking people. So I'm going to take a goddamn shower, and maybe I'll fall in the shower, and then my mother will be in the fucking hospital with me instead of meeting with her attorney and some unknown stranger doctor who's going to evaluate and determine whether she's competent enough to handle her own financial affairs. Tomorrow morning, no notice. Okay? Fuck this corrupt world. Fuck it all.